Good morning, everyone. I'm just about to unwrap the Enchanted Tarot by Zerner and Monte Farber, and I think it needs a little bit of specialness because this is a 25th anniversary deck, and I'm just going to show it some love here. So I got some sparkles here, and we're just going to jazz up the little cloth for the special reading and opening of such a wonderful deck. Something else that I can add to my collection, because I got a lot of Amy Zerner divination tools, and this is one more I'm really looking forward to. So if you give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, as they used to say, I'm going to pull this wrapper off and we're going to unveil the beauty. So I've got this propped up here because it is such a whopping box that holds all these little divination tools within it, being these magnificent cards stitched and designed by Amy Zerner. So let's get this lid off and we'll see what we get. Well, that's just a little protective piece there, but these are the cards. And I know some people have expressed that they were very, very large, which they are, but at least these ones don't have all the writing on the back. This is a gorgeous little back, especially when they're side by side. I was watching Mystical Misty, and her channel showed the cards, and the way that they fit together in pattern, really precious. So that is the cards. And this is our book. And I think, now in her kit, she got a little bag, Mystical Misty channel. This one doesn't seem to have the bag, but that's okay. Would have been nice to hold them in it rather than this big box, especially for transporting it. But there's the back of it. So it says, with more than 250,000 copies in print, this deck has become the favorite with tarot readers around the world. Well, let's hope that it is. And I did bring that's what I was propping up on, Winter Spice. I can't wait to try this. My husband just bought it for me. So this should be yummy. So let's just see now. These are yesterday's, or maybe it was 2 days ago I opened this. This is the Intuition Oracle and Book. And I've been playing around with that and quite like it. I haven't read too much of the defining info for each card, but so far I've just been playing with the cards and reading the little bits that are on the back. And it's just really a good size, and I like the borders on this because of all the little details that it includes. So if you haven't seen this deck, I do have a review on my channel, and this is the Intuition Oracle. And I want to compare the size. Let's just see. We'll get to the book in a second. Let's get these off. And I like her colors. And there seems to be a banding here of a little bit of color on the edges. Now let's also see what the stock is good. I'm trying to compare it to this one. This one feels a little sturdier, but this is definitely longer, so it might make that difference of feel. But I prefer the one on the right. And if I'm doing a 1 card a day pull, I don't mind that it is that size, but yes, we were going to look at the difference. So you can see it's a good couple fingers taller. So that'll make it difficult for people with small hands, unless they're propping it somehow on the altar. So let's get rid of this one and see what's in the book too. It is a really good size book. Oh, and full color. Look at that. So if we go to this one here, Now this looks like the card image from the Oracle, so I'm hoping that there's a lot more different images. This is the Nightmare, and it talks about in the night, a sleeping figure lays trapped in a dark nightmare, the world existing on the edge of sleep. And you can see you're getting quite a bit of information there. You've got the awakening info, if I can get it to focus, the enchantment, and a quick read over there. But it is nice that it's full color. The one thing I noticed with the Oracle is that the cards are not numbered. And when you get into these titles with the Tower, you know, it gets a little bit difficult finding it. So these ones, not numbered. These ones I am seeing are numbered. So that makes it a whole lot better for me. And you can see that it looks like the majors are in the purple. Okay. The wands are your gold. And the swords are the cool color of blue. Our hearts are in a lovely pink, which means our pentacles, our coins, are in a growth color of green. So that's how they're splitting it up, and that's why that little hint of color on the sides. So let's take a walk. I'm just going to get comfortable with the camera here because these are big and we'll get a good view for you. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of it as best as I can and give you the full card view. So there is our Fool. And I don't mind this little bit of border and things around it, especially with the purple on the edge. It seems to keep it all contained. And the font down below, in my lighting, is easy to see. It's not too bad at all. Okay, so there we have the Magician. Our High Priestess. And these cards, because of the colors she's used and the imagery, it really does carry a nice mood. It seems to be a deck to invite you in. Our Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. Very, very beautiful. The Lovers. The Chariot. I have seen that image of hers in some of her other works. The Strength. Very, very tasteful, very delicate. And, you know, the lion looks so peaceful. Or the tiger. There's our Hermit. Love the pathway. It goes along nicely with the idea of our spiritual journey. And this is just divine edging with that little gold. The light is happening. She's got it all going in this deck. Our Wheel of Fortune. Love the peacocks. Our Justice. And if you hear a noise in the background, it's winter and the plow is up and down the driveway. There is our Hanged Man. Ooh, gorgeous Death. Really, really nice. Temperance. I'd love to know what the original size of her artwork was. Maybe it will say in the book. The Devil card. The Tower. Our Star. The Moon. And I'm just going to pause and bring that into the book. And let's take a look at it. Now, I'm glad I paused there for a second. It gives me a chance to go back to the book. In the front of the book, it talks about the threefold approach to the Enchanted Tarot. And you can see it being split up there. So what she says is, and there you can see I've turned to the 18 moon page, and we get the same awakening, enchantment, the dream at the first, and the quick read to the right. So I'm just going to take a moment to tell you that when it talks in our pages about, for instance, the dream there, it's actually indicating that the dream is a gentle fable that reveals the fabric of each card's allegorical meaning by weaving a tale, explaining the action and symbols portrayed. Now, when you get to the awakening that you see on your pages, that brings the lesson of each story into our conscious mind for evaluation and assimilation, so it may be used as a tool for guidance and personal growth. And then the enchantment at the bottom is a link between our waking world and the land of our dreams. The use of these healing rituals, charms, chants, and spells reinforces our awareness of the existence of the magical world and reminds us of our ability to draw on its power. So when we get to, like we have here, the Moon card, let's just see. In the enchantment, that interests me because it's sort of like a spell, something that you can do to, work through the idea of getting the Moon card in your daily pull or your spread. So the enchantment says, stand by a body of water under a waning moon and visualize a circle of protective light around yourself. Hold a black stone in your hands and concentrate and project a fear into this stone. Hurl it out of your circle of light into a pond. Because yes, the Moon card can be about fear, it can be about confusion, losing our way, straying off our path. Somehow something has happened. So when you hurl it out into the pond, the lake, the stream, or ocean, you're going to be saying, with this stone, fear be banished into the water. It has vanished. Really nice, quite simple. I mean, that's not much to try to use as a repeating sort of mantra if you were working with the Moon card. And it does in the book give you both message and outcome to this card. So you need to go on without a clear picture of where you are going, or where you have been. You do not have to fear the unknown. With intuition and faith in yourself and benevolent forces, you can succeed. So it's motivational, it's uplifting. As an outcome card, you might be encountering some darkness, fear of confusion. You will be challenged to go on without a clear picture of the past. But I like that. It says you will be challenged, but you can go on. Depend on faith, intuition, and benevolent forces to lead you safely home. Get in touch with your dreams. So it's not overwhelming. It's a nice little bit of information. And I did notice that it's going to be giving you, I believe, the Celtic cross spread. Yes, there it is there. And I like how she tells you, through the positions, what you're looking for in her idea when you do the Celtic cross. And, you know, it gives you some samples here. And that is always nice to see a reading from someone else's perspective. So it looks like a really good book. And I really like the idea of the dream, the awakening, the enchantment, and then our message and possible outcome. So really nice, liking that book. So let's go on. We've got the Sun card. So we don't have that naked baby that lots of people don't like. Our Judgment card. Well, there it is. There's the angel coming down. Okay. And the hand reaching up. And that is our World card. So that's a walk through the majors. And I'll show you, I have fairly long fingers. And I don't mind the size of that at all. And if I'm just doing it as an oracle, a one-a-day card sort of thing, fine. But if you were to do some in a reading, 3-card, you've got a nice blend here of colors and things symbolism-wise that you could look into. And it does look nice on a purple cloth. I do like that. And if we switch it over, you can see what Mystical Misty was talking about. It really makes a beautiful pattern. Reminds me of old Victorian wallpaper. So there we have those ones. Now let's go on to the minors. Okay, let's get a little handful here. And I hope you can see that. That looks fine in the camera. Okay, our Ace of Wands, our fire suit. Gorgeous two. The 3 working together for growth. Looks like they're trying to work out a difficulty there, which is nice to see. Our 6. 7. And I find this deck as inspiring me as well as the Oracle one that I talked about here, because I'm working now on creating just in paper a cloth that I might want to develop. So I'm going to try it in the cloth first and see if I want to do 1 card or if I need something bigger for 3 cards. But it really does stimulate the imagination. That's nice. It's like she's building towards something instead of being blocked in by fears. Really nice. There's our 10 of Wands. I'm just going to quickly see what it says in the book with the 10 of Wands. Okay, it does talk about oppression. In the enchantment it says, prepare a bath of hot water and add a few drops of pine oil. Light a green candle consecrated for healing, and after the water cools sufficiently, bathe in the candlelight. And its little enchantment is, this too shall pass. And our king, and let's see how they look together. Kind of fab, good. All right, I'm going to adjust the camera again. All right, sorry about the bump there. There's the ace for our thoughts. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Guess I am zoomed, so there we go. Our 7. Our 9. Now this goes into princesses in this deck. So there's our Princess of Swords. Our Prince. Ooh, getting a little slippery there. Gorgeous Queen and King. Okay, so we'll go on to our hearts. The 2. I like in the angels up there at the top. Almost like 2 lovers. Beautiful. This reminds me of a painting. Very, very pretty. Toulouse-Lautrec and Degas, a little bit there. A little slippery there, so I'm just going to put the book back again. Hold those guys in place. There we go, our 4 of hearts. Ooh, I managed to zoom us in a little bit. There's our 5. Oh, gosh, I really like that one. Again, sort of an old world type painting there. Really gorgeous. And I like that being a 6. It's almost like a V for victory. And I got glitter all over my fingers here. So the V for victory out there. Our 7. There's a lot to take in. And I gotta get boogie in here. I'm gonna run out of time on my phone. Really like the princesses. It's not something I embrace in a lot of decks, but I do like it in this one. She looks a little sad, and he looks a little distant. There's our king and our queen. And we're on to our pentacles. Interesting with the 2 snakes there. The need to be flexible, I guess. I always love this image. I've seen it before of hers. The torment. 6, 7, the wish card, sometimes, or the 9 of hearts. I sometimes look to the 9 of pentacles. Our 10, the little silhouettes dancing there. Our princess with a bouquet. Our prince. Our queen. And our king. The queens, she seems to bring the faces forward, and the kings are full body, pushed back a bit. So that is pretty darn lovely. Hang on a second. Now, if you were going to do a Celtic cross with this, you're going to need a whole lot of space. But it does look nice. And then if we turn them over, they do stand out quite nicely. I'm just not sure how much space most people would have to lay out a whole Celtic cross with these cards. But they are pretty darn gorgeous. I'm glad I made that purchase. And that is the Enchanted Tarot. So, I hope where you are it's not too cold. It's pretty darn cold here. But we will catch you back here again because I might want to show you some of the work I've been doing on the spread cloth, dedicating to oracles a little time and a little space. Even though this is tarot, I think I can combine the two, and I think this card will look really nice on the new cloth.